Hello everybody, it's MKWii and welcome back to another episode of Let's Make Castle Track. 2 episodes in a row. Wow, you must be thinking, yeah. Yes, 2 episodes in a row, I guess. My enthusiasm for this project has returned once again, and I was able to do some stuff during the evening last time, so yeah, that was, that's good that stuff is happening again. So I think this episode isn't going to be like any major thing, it's just mostly like smaller details. Like I wanted to make here another wall here, but instead have it a what's it called, one of these like half pipe ramps. So I'm looking at the texture right now. Actually, me off the screen here. There we go. So I think I found the texture at this point, and there's gonna be a half pipe thing. You know what I mean? You'll see in a moment. You'll totally understand once you see it. If you don't yet understand, with the half pipe, I mean the one from like DK Summit. So that'll be this part right here. It's just makes it a bit faster. Makes it a bit you can go on the wall, get a bit of extra speed. Adds a little bit to the track, I'd say. This section isn't actually lined up to anything. I'm not adding any major like road sections in this video, but it's mostly just I don't know, cosmetic things, I guess you could say. Some detailing in the background and stuff like that. So after that is done, let's see what I'm gonna do. I already forgot what I did back then. So here's like the rest of the wall that goes up. I'd like to create like an entire new skybox behind this. I read the comments, and I heard people wanted like a long track, and I think that'll probably be like a 1-lap track. Some people say like make it with finish lines like in between, like have it 3 sections with 3 lap counters or whatever. That's not gonna happen because those lap counting things cause position jumping bugs. I mean, I could have I could put some like checkpoints down, some visual checkpoints, but they don't do anything. But like it's just gonna be a 1-lap track in the end then, which means I can add that Rainbow Road section which I was talking about, which means I can just make this two paths. I wanted to make 3 paths split up, but I can't think of anything. I think this is already enough at the mushroom section split up. So yeah. Wait, did I already? I forgot what I was doing here. Oh yeah, we're adding the details to the track. Like the little cracked road, like the little cracked thing that makes the road look. Yeah, I think that little detail just kind of adds to the track. I mean, I could have it just flat like sand texture, but that doesn't look good in my opinion. That looks a lot better, and I realize I can do that on the outside as well. So that makes things look nicer instead of just having a flat texture. Oh, I forgot about this. These triangle ones are a bit harder to texture. Just gonna compromise a little bit. Let's just say the boost panel kind of goes over it, So again, detailing the same thing on the outside of that road section. What I'm gonna do is to have that be the other side, the road goes over a bridge, but the other side, the end where I'm going over here, is probably gonna go straight into a cave then and go back to the mushroom at some point. And oh yeah, this is not gonna line up. I need like yeah, I'm trying to line it up, but it turns out I just need to make it 2 triangles for it to work out. And I do that. Texturing takes a bit of time, and especially if I want to add details, it just takes a bit of finicking and lining up, if you like to say that. So no, whatever. I think it works out. It works out pretty well. And I have to manually line up this texture again. So it's kind of again finicking with the textures. There we go. Yeah, that looks a lot better than what it was before, just a flat texture here. So I think this part is going to be me trying to make this bridge thing, and I can't for the life of me find out how to actually extrude that without distorting the top faces. So instead I just extrude the vertices in the end. I'm trying so many things, but it seems to not work out for some reason. So I just extrude the vertices down. Which means I can also make the bottom of it less faces. That's nice for saving up some. Like, you don't need that many faces and detailed stuff that you're not going to be able to see much of it anyway. You're going to be driving underneath this in the water section real quickly, so It's not like it's a big deal. Then adding a bit of depth to the bridge here, since it was just a flat texture, but now it's a 3D thing. It needs the bottom still. You'll see me do that in a second. Oh, and of course, the normal directions gotta be okay. Otherwise, you're just gonna fall through the track. That's not good. So there's the bottom of the bridge section, and I have to manually texture all this stuff again. Texturing is just it's a bit of a chore, but you know, whatever. It's just something you have to do. Otherwise, it doesn't look very great. Let's see. Oh, I had trouble remembering like what this was supposed to be, but I think I textured this with just the little blocks on the side of the texture, if you know what I mean. Like right there, just the little blocks is what the texture is supposed to be. And I try to line that up with the top section. The bottom section doesn't entirely line up with those blocks, but whatever. It doesn't actually matter. Like, you don't need that much detail in it. Come on. Continuity in a custom track? What? And then I noticed that little thing, I guess. So here we are in a different section of the track. If you remember, this is like the whole beginning of the track, and I noticed like there was nothing here, and I just thought of adding a little bit of a thing. So I wanted to make like a little other mountain distance, but you can like see over the grass hills. If you know what I mean. I tried to like just extend this to as far as you can see. There we go. So, you know, and extruding that, creating a bit of a wall, and moving that up. So like you'll be able to see above the middle section, and yeah, you know, you'll see it. I don't know how to explain my thoughts on what this is supposed to look like, but here goes like the big section of grass you'll be seeing. Just like nice to look down on some grassy fields in the distance, I guess. That's just what I want it to be. Like you can have like rock walls everywhere going all the way up, but that's not really great to look at in my opinion. So just making a grassy field. I can even add like more details later on. I have not put anything on this grass field, but I can add more details if necessary at the end, if it looks too bland. But that's really for later on. Like the small details are not for now. Oh yeah, and I installed this plugin that Redeffy recommended to me, which can make UV mapping. If you work with squares in your UV map, it can turn them into squares, or like it can turn them into a proper grid. So if you export, if you're UV map in Blender, usually what happens is that if you have any rectangles. If you're using rectangles, it just squishes them and does weird things, and I can even use this to properly texture map this area again, because look at how it puts that curved section, it puts it nice in a grid, which means that it looks good, but some other places aren't right, so I'll have to fix that some other point, but it's just a little testing out the thing. Look at how like it works out. I think I did this section here. I mean, it doesn't look that good in certain places, because certain places aren't like rectangles anymore. I try to make the best of it here. I'll definitely like adjust even more later on, but I try to, you know, make it work as much as I can here. So I mean, it looks better than it was before for sure, because it was just a really weird, like wonky repeated texture that went sideways. This definitely looks a lot better than what it was before. And I try to use that here as well, which, look at that, how the curved little things become straight grids. It's perfect, because that's what you want to have most of the time. And back to this section of the track, I just kind of went on the sidetrack with the little plugin. Thank you very much, Redeffy, for suggesting me this plugin. I would try to use it here, but of course I already freaking what's it called, like triangulated that section, which I don't know why I did that. I think rectangles are also just nice to use actually most of the time. So I did, you know, back then when I started, I did a bunch of things that I wouldn't do anymore because I was like not super experienced. It was just I hadn't used Blender back then in a long time, but now I've gotten used to Blender again, and I know that rectangles are actually a nice thing to use. But I triangulated that, and I can't really undo that. That's like way back in episode 1 or 2 or whatever. I can't, like, those are things that I just cannot change at this point. And here we go again, extending the walls so you can't see behind anything anymore. You see, like I try to line it up so you know, the wall stops when you can't see it anymore. Because why would you need to draw more than you can see, or edit? You know, why would you need to make more than you can actually see in game? You don't need to. So I just end the wall there, and that's where it ends. Let's see. I think I'm about to like. Oh look, yeah. So I can't really figure out how to export this properly yet, but we're definitely going to be utilizing the vertex texturing, which is amazing because look, it can do like all kinds of things. Like, for example, this is what Nintendo also like used it for and stuff like that, you know, for lighting and also, you know, darkening, I guess. That's also part of lighting. You call it lighting, but whatever. So you can make, you know, dark abysses, which is great. If you look at it like that, boom, suddenly dark abyss. It's all black down there. It looks really cool, actually. And I noticed that I made this part really strangely, and it doesn't work with the lighting. So I have to redo this section of the wall here. And now it works out, so. And then I need to retexture this section again since I remade it. Yay, texturing is great fun, yeah. Alright, so I have to manually make those textures fit back in again. Great stuff. So, what is next? I don't quite remember. I'm still fiddling with the textures, come on. Finish it. I'm saying this to myself, but I already recorded this. So, and I lined this up. So, with this being a 1 lap track, I'm probably gonna just, you know, kind of end that after a turn. The starting section doesn't need to loop back, or the ending doesn't need to loop back to the start. So I can just kind of have it just end at some point. But yeah. So and now I'm adding even more details to the background area, which is like adding little grass things going down. It just makes it look nicer, I guess you could say. Let's see. So yeah, I just kind of add a little extra decal or faces in front of the actual rock itself. And let's see. Yeah, adding the. Oh, I noticed that's incorrectly scaled, so I need to redo that and blah blah blah. Yeah, there's some things are just have to do, and it's sometimes some things are just kind of chores and you just gotta work with it. But alright, there we go. So as you can see, I just add like a little grass edge around it. It just makes it look a bit nicer, in my opinion. It's just Nintendo did that like all over Mushroom Gorge as well. So look at that. That looks pretty neat. And let's see, what's next? I don't remember, even though I literally did this like half an hour ago, but I don't know. What was next? Dinner was there, so you know, what can I say? Oh yeah, adding more like kind of the same thing, but do it over here, but with the rock like texture thing, whatever. So I think Nintendo did this as well in their tracks. I'm not entirely. I'm pretty sure they did. This is why that texture exists. But so I just, you know, adding another decal over the track, just adding details that aren't really necessary. They aren't going to you know, change the gameplay at all. I'm not going to make this. I don't put a collision on this. It's just going to be it's like a decal. It's a thing that's not supposed to interfere with anything. It's just for details. So as you can see, make a little edge around the top again and add a new thing. I already used it before on the very beginning section, episode 1 or 2 or something like that. I have to look up which material it was again because I forgot. And there we go. Unwrapping that, or yeah, UV unwrapping that, and there we go. There's the little edge again. Transparency doesn't really work out in the editor, so you know, whatever. So I think that's about it. Oh, actually, there's a little thing at the end here which I did, which is just gonna be me. Oh, don't mind me messing around with the camera for a second here. So, which is pretty cool. I found out that you can do this. So you can like I just kind of went through the whole track, just kind of having a look at it. So in like first person view, it looks pretty cool. See the whole track all at once. So yeah. Oh, I noticed that the mushroom isn't lined up correctly, and I need to change that, and there's some bumpy stuff over here. I mean, this is good because it allows you to kind of see it in like first-person view and change the things that you don't like. I like being able to look over down there. Just kind of nice. Yeah, I changed the bumpiness of this little face right there. So yeah, and I changed the mushroom, and I think that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. 2 in a row is pretty neat. And well, I guess I will see you guys in the next video.